Guys, welcome. So today I want to quickly brush through what we are going to talk about today. Today we'll be doing another prototype stuff. Yeah, prototype basically because yeah, in our last class we just went through the ones I've done. So this time around we're doing like from scratch so that you can understand how the whole thing works. And let me warn you that some things I'm going to do here that it might not be on your Figma yet, especially one, you know, the interaction between components. I just installed it. I think I went for the beta, and fortunately for me, I was able to get in. But some of you that don't have the beta version, maybe I can tell you what I've been doing, to achieve what I actually plan to teach today. So basically, I always make mention of us trying to do prototype from the power source that I like to call it. Okay, from our components that we've designed, or the asset. Okay, so that they can be coming from that direction down to our main design. Yes, and they can control the whole thing. So of us having to create, you know, uh, the prototyping inside the app. Understand? So basically, I'm going to quickly brush through um what we are going to talk about today, and maybe we'll learn a lot of things. All right. So let us start. So this is the logo that I designed the last time in class. It's called Timber. It's just something. It's not real. It's just something. You know, something just there. Um, so we are trying to just do something with it. Okay, and I kind of like created this logo so that it is going to um do our project today. Okay, so I think I fixed all this in last week class. Okay, and then we can go ahead and start designing a landing page. So this class might take a while, so you need to sit down and relax. So first of all, we have our desktop. Don't forget, by then you would have created your style guide. Okay, and yeah, so I did something like let me let me quickly do this. Yeah, my plugin. Okay, so we'll be doing some kind of like interactive components, and then we'll also be doing a lot of like interactions between buttons and things like that. Okay. All right. So let me see. Alright, so I'm trying to find, yes, an illustration by Pablo Stanley. The last time we used this. Okay. And we'll use it to create a landing page ASAP. So just okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to kind of like separate these three, not entirely separate. Just have them as components. You understand? Everything here is going to be components because I'm going to be duplicating different versions of it. Okay. And now that we have these three, I'm going to turn everything here to components also. So everything here is going to like have some kind of like variant each. So I'm going to create variant for this, variant for this. Let me shift this down a bit. Variant for this also, for this, and also this. Okay. Alright, and then I have variant for this. So I'm going to probably give these guys some names. Um, Let me just tidy them up. Nope, I don't want that. Let me just vertically separate them. Okay, so this is our guys here. We don't want to touch these ones. So So basically, we want to do some kind of like, okay, I think we are using the dark version of this project, something like this, right? And okay, let me go something substitute. Yeah, I think I'll be using this. I can just save this as my black. Okay, and then yeah, I'm going to have them saved as black. And the next thing is I'm going to change these. Some of these I'm going to change them to maybe um just give them some kind of like colors. For the face, let's use something. Okay. Let's go. So actually, I think I'll probably give this. Hmm. Okay, I don't want to remove the originality. Let's just work with what we have. You understand? So that we can be fast with this. Okay. So let's go with different colors and probably the face. Let me see this. Okay, this is going to be a big problem. Okay, let me take this off then. Okay, just work with the. Okay. So I just want to like give it some kind of like colors to do what we are about to do. There's something interactive. Not much a big deal. So I think we're fine like this. I think let me just make this just like the others. So what I'm going to do now is that, of course, this is our main color. So, and I want to assume that this is the default. Okay. So I'm going to take this and say if I touch this guy on overing, while overing it, it should just like change to this, and then I will do the same to the rest while overing. Uh, so if you might not find this interaction, okay, this change to you might not find, you might just find navigate. So if you want to do this, it's actually going to be stressful for you. You would have used something like swap overlay or open overlay to do it, and you'll be able to like achieve what I'm trying to do. I've done it before, you know, but yeah. So I want to assume everything here is fixed. Okay. So when I take these guys in and I kind of like play the prototype. Let's call this start. How I play the prototype, I'm going to see it like interacting. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So while we're waiting for it to load, let's quickly create like some kind of like header. So I said something about header the other day, that creating a nav bar and the hero page, you have to use a lot of so I think yeah, this is what I was trying to achieve. And this makes quite a lot of sense. So you can work around this and make it like more fancy, and you can do something like probably give it your names. You understand? So everything that you see on the component and variant thing, you can always edit it. matter where it appears, it's going to work. So let's quickly create like names. So let's say Tumishi. Okay. So let's keep this. Okay. Let me take this here so that I can have a perfect measurement of what I want. Like Tumishi, and just take it a bit, bolding it a bit, auto layout, and give it fill version. And maybe I'm going to turn this to just reduce the opacity a bit, and maybe this is going to go white. Just so let's use Tumishi 34. So I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to like 34 Lagos, something like that. Okay, and I'll make the other layer like go vertical. Okay, and for this I'm going to be using maybe the 14. Okay, and I'm also going to be using fill container so that it can rhyme with this. And what else will I do here? I think what I can do here is to auto layout these two, so they can both be auto layout themselves, because I want to work with padding. So I'm going to change this to fill container and also this fill container, and I can remove the two paddings to be 0 so they to look like text. Okay, so for this one, I like to work with, let's say, 10. Okay, and maybe I can also add some kind of like circle and put inside here, so it looks like this. So yeah, I feel this is cool. Probably I'll just make it like, something like this, or maybe regular changes. Yeah, I think this is cool. And then for the two mission, I think it's too bold, so we can use like medium and 30, maybe 18. And for Lagos, I think we can use like 12. Let's use 10. So for these two, I'm going to change this to 0 because I'm already using padding. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. So what I will do is that I'm going to leave this. Probably let's remove the padding. So I think it's okay like this. Okay. For this, I think this is too much. I can just use 5. And then for these two, probably I'll reduce this a bit, so maybe 4. And I think I have probably cool stuff here. And I'll just go back here. I'll paste it here. Okay. There's going to be a component, okay, because I'll be making use of it in future. So you can always rename your component, okay. So I'm going to add this here, right? So it works with my variant, something like that. And let me move it in a bit. Okay, so I should have something like this. Okay, this is not so cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to increase. Oh, sorry. Just hold your control. So don't drag this a bit. You understand? So hold your control also, and you can move to Mishi. Yeah. So I should have. Nope. So let me try and fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this variant. Let me see if it's back. I'm going to turn this variant to a frame. Sorry, I'm going to turn this frame, this whole body thing, this 1 and 2. I'm going to turn it to a frame, and I'm going to increase these guys and put this inside here. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, it's not entirely working, so I'm going to probably do this. Let's do this again. Why is it coming forward? So I want to assume that the reason why it's coming forward is because of these 3 stuff that I've done. You understand? So I'm going to make sure this and this are in the same size, so it can probably solve our problem. Okay, and turn this to into a frame also, and make sure that the same thing. Okay, this is 214, and maybe this is also going to be 214. Don't forget to hold your control while doing this. It's not supposed to be outside. Maybe it's going to be cool actually, but regardless, let me see what I can do. Going to undo everything. Okay. For Tumishi, why are you doing this to me? Okay. See. Okay. So let me see if this is going to do what I want. Okay, I think he has done it. Okay, so that is for Tumishi, right? So I'm going to do for the rest. Need to take this. Okay, let me close this back. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it here. Okay, and probably this is going to be the Shiyi or something. Shiyi is going to be probably 18. So let's work with Shiyi this time. Okay, and Benita will be the next one. So put Benita here. Benita. So Benita is from Kano, and this is going to be maybe 23. So she's 23 years. I think Benita's profile is somehow. So I think I'm going to move this probably up, so we can have this, which makes sense. Okay, and the next one is, let's call this let's call it Joe or something. So Joe will be like some kind of like 24. Maybe he's from Jos. J. I don't want J. So let's use Abuja boy. Okay. I think let's turn the ladies to maybe let's use some kind of like orange. Maybe. Okay. And what's this name? Hannah. Let's use Anna for this. For variant 2. Name is Anna. And she stays at let's say Florida, sort of. Okay. Let's just focus on Africans, right? So let's use Accra. This one she is actually 19, I think so. And then we'll change of course change her status. And lastly we'll be using let's use something cool. See Anna. Okay, let's move Anna to the left hand side. Nope. Okay. So that is Anna. And finally we have, what's her name? What's her name again? Please tell me her name. I think her name is, let's find one nice name, please. Maybe Barbie. Bayu Barbie. So Barbie is, she's 19. No, not 19. She's 21, and she's from, what is the Egypt? Let's say Togo. I don't know. I guess so. So Barbie, Anna, Joel. Let's put Joel. Let's put something. Let's take Joel's name to the top over here. So Joel, Benita, Shei, and Tumishi. So we have a very very cool transition, and this I really like that. So I'm going to move this down. So I will move this up again. Let's see. Nope. So according to our rules, don't touch me. So I'm going to leave her the way she wants to be. Okay. So probably another thing I could do is to buy just um yeah, let me see. Okay, so we're going to use these guys to design, probably, like, let's just design something, and we'll call this join our friends to change Africa, something like that. Join our friends to change Africa, and I'll be using a very large text, let's say 48, and I'll be using the bold, and yeah, probably I'm just going to find some random text. You can always check random text generator. Yeah, it's what I use. So I'm going to put this down. It's my chat, and I'm going to go for run. This is random text generator. You can always find something and just, just put there. Okay, and I'll be using like the 13 or maybe the 12. I think this is too much. But let's see what's going to happen. You can always check through. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is probably just reduce this, and then I'm going to turn this to maybe 18, and turn this to 0. Instead of doing that, let me just go and pick from the text I created here. Let me add this as 10 pixel thing, and for this it's going to be 18 pixel title. Okay, so this is supposed to be 10, not, okay, let's use medium. Okay, alright, so I guess that's what I'll be using. I'll be using this 10 medium. I don't like this medium somehow, because of the rule of typography is that you don't shrink little text. You have to make it very spacious, you understand, unless there is need for that. Okay, actually the font is not fine. The font is very ugly. That's why it's done in the whole thing. So I'm going to auto layout this to put them here. Then I'll put them in the center, and let me see if I can work around this, make it look nice. Okay, join our friends to change Africa. Let me make this two. Okay. Alright, so we have this, and probably I'm going to be using a gradient to fix this to make it look very nice. Yeah. Okay, so let's turn this around, something like this. Okay, and let's see how it's going to look like. I'm going to change this to full width. Okay, my laptop is big, the screen is big, so that's why it's looking funny. Alright, so the next thing probably I'm going to do, let's change this to maybe 150%. I think this is very small, so I'm going to use like maybe 72, something like that. So it speaks a lot of. Let me delete this also. Okay, so I'm going to assume this is our hero title. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to probably like create the. Of course, we're going to create the hero page. So I'm going to turn this to copy this, paste it. Let me bring it out. So that's not what I mean. Delete this. Okay. So I have one, and then I'm going to write. So we have new member. Okay. And this would be explore. Okay, for this we'll be using maybe news and blog, and of course log in and log out, log in and sign up, log in and let's use like share or something like that. So for the new member, so what I'm going to do is this five stuff are going to have a layout each. So I'm using auto layout because I believe that instead of you prototyping what is inside here, okay, I would rather prototype this because it's a bigger button to press and I can always style it the way I want. You understand? So on a normal day, anything that concerns button, you're supposed to first of all design it as a component. Then you can start, working yourself out of it. So, but there's no time for that. I'm not entirely creating a design system or something like that. So the next thing is probably I'm going to create an auto layout for these two because they are in one family. And for these four, auto layout here, and this is probably going to stay alone. Okay, it's already a frame, and these three elements now I'm going to be in auto layout, and I can move them in. Okay. Um, so basically, I can always drag this to the end. So probably instead of dragging to the end, let's just make it like okay. This should be like this. Okay, and I'm going to turn this to space between, so you can have like an automatic spacing. Probably we can give padding each. So let's use like 40 for both sides. And for the top, let's give it like 40 also. So it's kind of like okay. So put this at the top. It's actually very okay now. Depending on your grid system. So if I'm using, let's say I'm using the column, turn this to maybe 12, and I'm using, let me change this to white so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm using like the 100 margin. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be really working on fixing my probably I can change this to 80 or to 100. Since the margin is 100, so 100 is going to be fine. Change this also to 100. Then we have a very cool header. Okay, and for now I can hide this. All right, so I don't like this font. Nah, I don't like this. Let me use a vertical because vertical is very brilliant. So I'm changing like this. I'm just going to go to my design system, change this to a vertical new vertical. Okay, for this also, change this to vertical new. And of course, this is not registered, so vertical new. Okay, for this also, this one's not also registered. Vertical new. Okay. Now for this, probably we can do something with it. All right, so I'm going to assume that the next thing we'll be doing now is to probably find some kind of like Africa stuff for the background. So I'm going to be looking for an African background image, something like that. Okay. Mm, so let's see. Let's see. Let's find some like Africa or like Africa map, PNG, um, as vectors. So instead of doing that, we can just find like a world map. World map. So we can use like world map showing in Africa, something like that. I kind of like using Google because Google can direct you anywhere and then you can download the original stuff. Okay, so we have a lot of options here. So I think I like this. Let me find more. just looking for something without background, something we can just work with. Okay, let me see this. Nope, this is a big lie. Okay, let me quickly find the one. South Africa PNG. How about this? How about this? Okay, so let's just work with this. Don't worry, I'm going to fix what we need to fix here. Okay, so there are two ways to do this. It's either we kind of like blend it. No, something blend will work. Yes, now we can use. This is a better blend. We can use the multiply, or we use this. This is also a very very cool blend. We can go ahead. Probably then we can reduce the opacity. Let's see if there are other nicer blends that we can use. Okay. Let me see luminosity. Okay, so I think I'll just use multiply. Multiply is very very cool. And kind of like really makes a lot of sense. Makes it like better. I'm thinking also probably I can work with this. All right. So the probably next thing now is, let me just take this down a bit. The next thing is probably like just create some kind of like button. So we already have a font that I'll be making use of course. So I can probably just change this to 20, make it big a bit, you understand, so that I can enter like 64 pixel, things like that. And I'm going to change this to maybe bold, make it bold. I'm gonna like start now. Okay, and I can style my auto layout. I can give it a feel, and so taking a feel, maybe I can just go something like this. Okay, can decide to round it up, just kind of like prefer this. Let's use 60. Okay, and we will not be using all content. Okay, we'll be using fixed. So I'm going to make this fixed. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the center, and that will be very very fine. I'll probably move it inside this auto layout so that it follows the same. Okay, I think that's a bad idea. So I'm going to take this out. Sorry, paste it back. I'm going to have 1 and 2 to be auto layout. Put them in the center so I can use the proper 36 stuff. So I have 1 and 2 and 3. Now for these 3, for these 2, I mean, I'm going to auto layout it also, and probably like okay, and then yeah, we have something we can work with. So I'm going to auto layout this. Kind of like auto layout something so that you can always go over. If your your spacing system has been 6 all this while, you can always do something like this. You understand? You can always like check out how you can balance your spacing. So for 6, I'll be using maybe 72. Okay, and for this I'll be using maybe 36. And for this I'll be using 0 is okay. So confuse container, and now we're having our design system looking probably quite nice. And okay, now for the just this is a very cool landing page. Yes, we can push this out. If you're interested, you can probably work with this color and change it a bit. Can use, maybe let's use nope, just something white. Can just like go, if this is all we're going, if this is what you're going with. Can change this Africa. So probably let's go something solid. Oh, sorry. Why is my white not trying to? So we can change this Africa. So, join our friends to change Africa, right? So now if you add anything inside here, it's going to actually mess it up. Do this auto layout thing. So there is a difference between frame and bold and group and stuff like that. If you put this here, it's going to mess things up. So I'm going to advise you is change this to, you can change your frame. It still works. So that anything you do is going to be pasted inside this frame. You understand? So you can be very flexible with it if you want to. Okay, then probably you can like work with your frame. And you can do this one, then two. The two edges, you can decide to fix it by saying the endpoint should be in round. And that makes sense. Okay. So of course, the trend has always been like this. Doing things like this, right? Okay. So the next thing I'm probably going to do is, yeah, my button. I'm probably going to like make it some kind of like um component. I can duplicate it and pick the original out. And I'm going to create like some kind of a variant, and I'm going to make my over darker. Okay, make it darker a bit and something like that. Okay, and I'm going to like create another interaction and say when this touch this, it should also over. Okay, so makes sense. Ready to click, and yeah, we have a very cool landing page to work with. So if you love what I did, you can always it's like on my page, and I'll probably drop more. And if you're my student, if you've bought my course, make sure I have this in your dashboard so you can like learn and practice more for yourself. So thank you very much, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.